I'm gonna show you exactly how I scaled my agency to over 10K a month in 6 weeks. I am not trying to be an SMMA guru. I was insanely broke just last year, like $290 in my bank account type of broke. And I would have really appreciated this video back then, because I'm gonna reveal you two most important realizations that led me from being a broke high school graduate to running a six-figure agency. First, I need to give you a little bit of a backstory so you actually understand the two realizations that I had and can use them to change your life too. So let's go back to May of 2022 last year. At that point, it had been a year since I graduated high school, and I took a year off because I didn't want to go to college. I basically wanted to figure something out so I didn't have to go to college. I worked a couple months delivering food on a bike, and then I started working for a marketing startup for like $12 an hour. And I think they were losing clients or something, and so they fired me in May last year. I didn't expect it at all, but I'm gonna be honest, coming from high school, having no experience in going there, and like actually putting some work in, sometimes I worked up to 10 hours a day there, did definitely do something. It changed me and it laid a foundation. But still, suddenly I was left with no income, no job, no nothing. Luckily, I was not living alone. I was still with my mom. So I tried a bunch of other stuff. I produced beats to sell. I sold one-on-one clothes with one of my friends. I tried crypto trading, lost money. I was shooting music videos for local rappers. I tried dropshipping. I even sold a service to do mass DMs on Discord for like NFT and crypto servers to get them members. I might have been creative, but I was not consistent. And so I didn't make anything over 2,000 with all of those things combined. The thing is though, I was only supposed to take 1 year off, and I was nearing October 2022 again, where college would start. But I just didn't see myself there. Like, college was not for me, man. I knew I wouldn't want to do that. And what is even less attractive is the job you get after finishing college. And I also experienced how terrible it can end if you work for someone else with that startup job I had. And so with just a couple months left, I decided to finally take some action, because I was literally doing nothing from May to August 2022. I was just on YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, basically just wasting my time. And look, to be honest, I told myself I would start every day, but I just didn't, because I was consuming so much content from all of those different people, and I didn't know what to actually do. I didn't know what first steps to actually take. And so there was my first realization. Don't overthink it, just do something. Go with the lowest barrier to entry, see what skills you already have. You're not going to end up doing that one thing you choose then for the rest of your life anyway. So stop searching for the perfect opportunity, just start taking action and experience some pain. The rest will follow. So I told you I had some experience with shooting videos, editing videos, did music videos and all that stuff. So what I did was just send out emails to content creators on YouTube to repurpose their content. And I know everybody's doing it right now, but it was fairly new back then. I actually got my first 2 clients in the first week, paying me about $1,200 a month, like collectively. But then for a month straight, I sent out emails and emails and emails, but I didn't get any new clients. I actually took action and was consistent for the first time, but I just didn't do enough. And so when October came around, I didn't really make crazy amounts of money. The first client just left after the first month, and I was just pressured to go into college. I signed up because, like I said, I had nothing to show for. I virtually made no money. Once I got in though, once I was actually sitting in the lectures, I realized how bad I had fucked up. I just thought to myself, like, this could not be the route I was taking. Like, this is not my life. And here I was still sitting in the goddamn lecture, listening to the professor. And for the first time in my life, I clearly saw the consequences of me not giving it my all. This path was leading me to a life that I never wanted to live, and I saw it happening in real time. So I went to college consistently for a couple months and just sustained the little bit of money I was making on the side with some really low ticket clients for a couple $100 a month. When January 2023 came around, I had my first exams, and I actually studied for all of them. But the thing I decided to do then changed everything. After I took my first exam, even though I studied for all of them, I didn't go into the rest of them. I just decided to drop out right then and there. I gave myself 2 months, February and March, to make at least 5K a month, and I would never go back to college. I didn't tell my mom anything. I actually acted like I took all of the exams, and when I was home because we had lecture free time, which was actually the case after taking exams, right? And so here came the second most important realization that I ever had in my life. You have to go all in. If you think it was nerve-wracking for me to just drop out without any substantial income, you're absolutely wrong. I had so much fear, but I used it and it pushed me forward. So I dropped out, I bought bought into the coaching program of Grace and Lupus for $2,000, which at the time was a ton of money for me, but I committed to it and I just put my head down and worked for 2 months straight. I do not even remember seeing my girlfriend in that time. Like, I know for a fact I didn't see her once in March, even though she lived like 15 minutes away. That's how serious I got. And I was so serious about this for the first time of my life because I knew what I had to lose. I got to see where this would lead me if I didn't take action and put my head down and work. In those 2 months, what pushed me was fear. But I can also get into a bit more detail about what I actually changed in my business. But it's really not that complicated. I just focused on client acquisition, so sending out more emails, and I focused on improving my sales by a ton. I got so much better in those 2 months in sales. It changed everything. So let me make sure you understand this. At the end of January, I took my first exam and decided to drop out and bought into a coaching program. In February, I started putting my head down and working, really working every day. And before March was over, I was at $14,000 a month. And after all of this, I took a day off, spent it with my girlfriend and my mom, and I told them both what I had done, why I was not available for anything for weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the best days of my entire life. Telling them, seeing their reactions. So this meant that I scaled from 0 at the beginning of February to 14,000 by mid-March. But obviously that was just to have a really good title, and it took me months and years before that. Not only the work that I put in since last year, but also all the pain that it built up, the foundation that I laid in a marketing startup. Now at this point, I've changed so much stuff about my agency, and I'm probably going to shut it down soon. And I just wanted to do this video to kind of inspire you and show you how simple it can be. All you have to do is understand those 2 realizations. First, take some fucking action. Don't just listen to me, do it yourself. See what has the lowest barrier to entry for you, see what skills you already have, and see how you can make money from that. It doesn't have to be a lot, it can be a couple $100, just get started, the rest will follow. And once you have built that foundation, know that this is the life that you want to live, then just go all in. Bro, don't worry about college, bro, don't worry about that stuff. If you go down the road and you're not actually wanting to go down the road, you just end up being miserable. You'll blink, be 30, and don't know why the fuck you went down that road. So I'm just telling you, take some fucking action.